Last week, the Washington Post posted a graph revealing that in the United States this year, we are averaging more than one mass shooting per day. Not one a week, one a month, or one a year, which would still be way too many, but more than one a day. And when a tragedy like this happens, some Americans will say, we need more gun control. And other Americans will say, well, it's my Second Amendment right to bear a firearm. You can't take away my guns. And other Americans will say, well, we're not taking away your guns. We just need more gun control because let's face it, certain people are out of control with their guns. But can we not all agree that someone who is a convicted criminal shouldn't own a gun? Someone who is mentally unstable shouldn't own a gun. Someone who owns lots of guns that are easily accessible to their kin and close relatives who are mentally unstable should be looked at a little more closely. Can we agree that someone living in a white picket fence suburb shouldn't own the same weapons that are used in a Terminator movie? If you own a killing instrument, I think you should be put through the strictest psychological tests and evaluations, on par with those that are given to a military pilot. Now, some of you may disagree with me, which is crazy to me, but can we all agree, please, that we should be able to send our kids to school, we should be able to go to a movie, a mall, a Bible study, or work without the fear of getting shot and killed? I've accepted, sadly, that mass shootings are now just part of our culture, and to me, it all started following the nonstop media coverage of Columbine, which made the act of ending your desperation by shooting a whole bunch of people an option. You guys remember when people used to get engaged on jumbotrons at sporting events? At one point in time that never happened, but it became an option when one too many proposals was seen on the nightly news. And now people get engaged with these elaborate choreographed flash mob routines. And this became an option once these types of videos were seen millions and millions of times on the internet. It's like going on Pinterest and realizing you have an option to make a dolphin out of a banana for your fruit salad. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. You can use blueberries for the eyes, and you could put a cherry in the banana's mouth or the dolphin's mouth. But my question is, how do we get mass shootings to not be an option for the next generation? A lot of us, myself included, will cross our fingers and put the past behind us, and we won't get riled up until the next mass shooting. And then a few days will pass, and we'll cross our fingers all over again. But why can't we do something now? Why do we have to wait until the next mass shooting? So I've got some ideas. I don't know if they're any good, but I just want to create some dialogue to get the snowball rolling in the other direction. My first idea is, following a mass shooting, we've got to make the media coverage as boring as possible. Don't show a picture of the killer, and don't turn him into an anti-hero so he's shouted out by the next mass shooter. And I know that this is a tough sell for our need to know everything now culture, but if John Doe wasn't in our public consciousness yesterday, and he's not going to be in our public consciousness 2 days from now, can't we sacrifice that instantly gratifying news story? My next idea is to make the gun less sexy in our culture. We've been able to take the cigarette out of advertising. Why can't we take the gun out of advertising? It always baffles me when, following a mass shooting, I could turn on the TV and see a video game or a movie commercial of people shooting each other. It just seems insensitive. Or I could walk past a bus stop advertisement of a movie poster with a good-looking guy or a good-looking lady sticking an assault weapon in my face. You can keep your guns in your movies, but keep them out of my walk to work. And if we're putting porno magazines behind brown bag sleeves, shouldn't we do the same with gun magazines, especially since they're sold at grocery stores for all young kids to see? And my last idea, it's a simple one, maybe it's an impossible one, but we need to get the anti-gun people, the pro-gun people, mental health professionals, and government leaders to come together and talk. And it can't be a defensive conversation. We need to come together as a country and figure out a solution. So those are my ideas. Once again, I don't know if they're any good, but I just feel the need to do something. I want to use my voice to come up with ideas to help make mass shootings not be an option for future generations. And now I want you guys to do the same. And it doesn't matter if you have a loud voice or a soft voice, an educated voice or a simple voice. Every voice must say something now.